Okay, in 9.7, we're learning how to find the inverse of a matrix. So basically, if you multiply two matrices together, a 2 by 2 and a 2 by 2, if you multiply those two together and you get this type of a matrix, 1, 0, 0, 1, they are said to be matrices, or inverses of each other, sorry. So in just part 1, show that the matrices are inverses of each other. All they want you to do in part 1 is to multiply these two matrices together. This is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix, which will make a 2 by 2 matrix. If they truly are inverses of each other, your final answer should be this. So let's check it. This row by this column. So 8 times 1/9 is 8/9 plus a negative 4 times a negative 136 is a positive 436, which is 1/9. And 8/9 plus 1/9 is 9/9, which is equal to 1, which goes right there. Okay, now I'm going to do this row. I'm circling it again. And this column. 8 times 1/9 is 8/9 plus negative 4 times 2/9 is a negative 8/9, which ends up equaling 0 for this spot right here. And as you can see, they truly are inverses of each other because it's already got the 1 and the 0. The next one should say 0 next one. So this row right here and this column, 1/9 and a negative 1/9 equals 0. And the last one is 1/9 plus 8/9, which equals 1. So in part 1, you're just proving that the two inverses that they give you, the two matrices that they give you are truly inverses of each other. Okay, now we're going to learn how to find the inverse of a 2 by 2. And here's the formula. This is the regular matrix. This is its inverse right here. It's 1 over the determinant, like we found out in 9.8 how to find the determinant. You interchange the A's and the D's. See how you interchange the A's and the D's, so you swap spots. You don't swatch spots in the B's and the C's, you just keep them to their opposite. So I'll go nice and slow. You're supposed to find the inverse of this 2 by 2 matrix. So this is its original. And what we're going to do is find its inverse. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to find the determinant. So to find the determinant, it's 32 minus a negative 4. Which gives us a 36. Okay, so that's gonna it's gonna go 1 divided by 36, and then what you're gonna do is interchange these two around. So the 4 goes here and the 8 goes here. You don't change these two around, you just change them to their opposite, a positive 4 and a negative 1. And then the last thing I want you to do is to distribute the 136 to all of them. So 136 times 4 is 436, which is 1/9. 136 times 4 is 1/9. 136 times a negative 1 is a negative 136. And 136 times 8 is 2/9. So the original one, which is right here, and this is called its inverse. And just to bring this back up, which is right here, you guys. This is exactly the same problem that I just showed you. This was the original problem. I showed you how we came up with these weird fractions. It's inverse. When you multiply them together, it should make 1001. We're not going to check it. The only thing you're going to have to do on the test is to find the inverse. So Let's keep going. Let's find some more inverses. Let's do this one. On the test, if it says to find the inverse of the original, this will be the inverse. There's some steps. The first thing you have to do is put 1 over, and you have to find the determinant of the original. So a -8 minus a -8. A -8 minus a -8 ends up equaling 0. So if you put 0 in the denominator, you know that there can never be 0 in the denominator in math. So this one has no inverse. It's only when the determinant is equal to 0 would the 2 by 2 matrix not have an inverse. So this one has no inverse. Okay, let's do another one. Let's find the inverse of this one. This is the original, and on the test they're going to ask you to find the inverse. And here are the steps. It's 1 over the determinant. So the determinant of this one is 2 take away 12, and 2 take away 12 is a -10. Then you have to interchange these two. So the 2 goes here and the 1 goes here. And all you do with the other diagonal is change them to its opposite. And the last thing I want you to do is to distribute the -1/10. So a -1/10 times 2 is a -1/5. A -1/10 times a -3 is a +3/10. A -1/10 times a -4 is a +2/5. And a -1/10 times 1 is a -1/10. This one right here, all bubbled in, and this one right here, the original, are said to be inverses of each other. And the way to check it on the test, if you have time, is to multiply these two together, the two clouds. If you multiply these two clouds together, it should make the matrix 1, 0, 0, 1, but I'm not going to have you do that. The only reason why a matrix does not have an inverse, the only reason why it doesn't, is if the determinant ends up equaling 0. You cannot take 1 divided by 0 in math. Okay, I think we should do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. 4, 1, 3, 1. We're trying to find, this is the original, and they're asking you to find the inverse. So the first thing you have to do is do 1 over, and remember underneath here is the determinant. How do you find the determinant? 4 take away 3 equals 1. So that's going to end up being a 1 divided by 1. And I think most of you know that 1 divided by 1 ends up being just a 1 out here, which you really don't even need then. You interchange the 1 and the 4, and you change these to their opposites. This one right here and this one right here are said to be inverses of each other. And that's all the notes for 9.7. How to find the inverse of a 2 by 2 matrix.